Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I have received a lot of love since I started posting my story times, and it gives me so much joy. So thank you so much, guys, for watching and tuning in. Yeah, it's just Priscilla sharing her thoughts. Anyway, today I wanted us to talk about the power of imagination, Vision 2020. So I am a huge fan of Caroline Mutoko. For those of you who don't know her, she's a Kenyan lady who has a YouTube channel. And I remember I started watching her, I think, around 2015. I watched her first video. She was talking about where did your money go, something like that. Then I watched her again when she made the famous video that really changed many people's lives, including mine. She made a video on money, Vision 2022, money in your 20s, 30s, 20, 30, 35, and I think 40. I don't think she made the 41. Anyway, so I followed that video and I watched it like over and over and over again. She introduced me to Centonomy, Washeke, something like that. Yeah, it's a Kenyan name, and they have awesome videos. Like, I enjoy watching them, things on money. Anyway, so in 2017 I decided to do my Vision 2022. And guys, I'm a huge fan of visualization and vision boarding. So I made a vision board in 2017 and I hung it in my bedroom. And in my vision board, I actually had I wanted to tour South Africa. I wanted me and my friends to be on on a magazine cover. It hasn't yet come to pass, but it's loading. I had my dream car on my vision board. I wanted to travel, so I had a few travel destinations on my vision board. In fact, one of those travel destinations was Durban, South Africa, and yeah, I had a certain amount of money that I wanted on my vision board. I had a retirement fund on my vision board, and I had a husband on my vision board and a few other things. Anyway, but I started seeing myself in those places, and like, one thing that many people who know me know is that I'm a dreamer and I like to I like to talk my dreams. So I started talking about, I see myself here, I see myself there, and I started talking about my dream job that I have right now. So I started saying, I see myself working here and here, things like that, you know. And at that time, it was just me putting my faith and praying about it and believing that God will deliver it and stuff like that. So you guys, the power of imagination. You know, when they say you have to see it in your spirit first before you see it in the physical, it's so true. I started seeing myself in those places. I started seeing myself traveling. I started seeing myself doing, like, you know, going for my dream job. I started seeing myself owning that amount of money. I wanted a property. I still want a certain property that I'm still eyeing and praying about and visualizing and, you know, seeing in the spirit. Anyway, so I started seeing all those things, and I can assure you, in 2017, yeah, towards the end, I saw a job advert for my job that I'm doing right now, and I said, I can actually do this job, and I applied for it. But you know, like, at that time, I had another opportunity that had been offered, so I was also traveling to do my PhD. So I had two opportunities. I was like, okay, great, let me just put this in. Actually, at that time, my PhD opportunity didn't come through. I'd also just applied for it. So I applied for both of them, and I'm like, you know what, God, I want to do both. Talk about wanting to have your cake and eat it. Anyway, so I applied for the job in 2017 towards the end, and I got shortlisted. I did the interview, and I really prepared for the interview. And when they called me for the interview, I started seeing myself in my role, like, oh my God. I even started researching. I really prepared for the interview, and I thought I did well. So after some time, they called me and they told me, they sent me an email and said I didn't make it. I didn't get the job. So I was like, I didn't get the job. That is really strange, because I had seen myself in that, you know, job. So I wrote them back and asked them for future purposes, what can I do better? And they said, oh no, you did well. It was just an issue of having two excellent candidates, and we had to choose one, and the other person did a little bit better than you, but you know, you brought your A game. It's like, well, I didn't bring my A game because I didn't get the job, so it wasn't my A game. Anyway, fast forward, I get an opportunity to install. So remember, you guys, I told you I wanted to talk to South Africa. So guess what? I get an opportunity to study, and I take it, and I go to SA, and I really enjoy SA, and oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Then while I'm there, almost 8 months down the road, guys, 8 months, I'd even forgotten about this opportunity, like it had never happened. But you know, somehow you gotta keep talking about it, then like, okay, maybe it will come back, but a bit later, maybe in the future. I didn't think it would happen now. Anyway, so one day I'm at the dentist and I'm removing my teeth. It was, I think, towards my birthday, 2018, and I receive an email asking me if I'm available to take up a position, the same exact job that they had offered me before. They offered me again. Ha! I thought I was dreaming. You know, like when you're a dentist and you're opening your phone, but you're thinking maybe I'm under, you know, some influence. So I saw it, but I'm like, nah, I must be joking. Like, who comes back to you after 8 months when they offer the job to someone else? Like, come on. I didn't think much about it. I go through the procedure, I get out, then I open my phone again. And I'm like, okay, God. I find the exact email. I was like, wow, the power of faith, the power of imagination, the power of faith. Like, you know, if you faith it, now people say fake it till you make it. No, guys, faith it till you make it. Like, I couldn't believe. I was overjoyed. I was amazed at how God, you know, makes his things. And so here I was in the middle of my PhD with a lifetime opportunity I've always wanted. I was like, what do I do? What do I do? You know? And I really asked God and prayed about it. And I just knew this is something that I really wanted, something I'd been waiting upon, something that I'd believed for. Because you guys, I had seen myself in this role. Remember, I kept talking about it, telling my friends, by the way, you guys, me and this role, I'm in. This is what I want. This is. So it's amazing that 8 months down the road it comes. So I take it up and I'm like, this is it. And when I look at my vision 2022, I remember the things that I had put a certain amount of money, you know, that I wanted. I wanted certain things, and they have all come. They haven't all come to pass, but most of them I've actually been able to tick off a list. And before so there's a piece, there's a piece that I read somewhere that said, you have to have faith, you know, like you have to have faith when you're praying and believing God for the things that you want, that they have actually come to pass. Because if you don't, for example, if you're praying for a new job, but you're complaining all the time, you don't see yourself in that new role, you have this self-pity, like, oh, me, who will choose me, like, you know, then that's the energy you're attracting. So we have to be positive. Like, I remember, and guys, I've ever been unemployed. I remember before all these good things happened, I had such a hard times in 2015. Yes, I was unemployed for like 6 months in 2015, and oh my god, it's such a trying time. It's so difficult because you're applying, you're putting in your job, you know you're qualified for these jobs, but no one is calling you, no one is giving you an interview, and you're like, God, what's up? But when I look back at those times, I remember that one thing that took me through those times was the attitude of gratitude. Like, I kept telling God, I know it's a matter of time. I know it's a matter of time before my breakthrough comes or my job comes. And I just didn't allow myself to wallow in self-pity. So for me, I'm a testimony of the power of imagination, the power of faith. Some call it imagination, some of us call it faith. For me, I honestly think that it's faith, the power of faith, because I have seen things in my spirit, I have wanted them, and they've actually come to pass. So for those of you who are, you know, believing God for things, who want, like, you have to see it. That's why for me, I love to cut out magazines. Like like I buy old magazines from stores, and I cut them out. So for example, I want a Range Rover, and I cut it out, and you know, I want to go to this place, I want to go to Fiji, I want to go to Morocco, I want to go to Egypt. So I've cut out all those things, and I've placed them somewhere. For now, I don't have a vision board, a physical vision board, but what I use my phone. So I use Pinterest on my phone, and I get all the things that I want, the clippings, and I clip them there. The houses that I see, the cars that travel, because I love to travel and I love to shop. So those are the things that bring me joy, among others. So if I select things I want, I love designer bags. So I'm like, yes, I want one day to own that bag. I don't want to own like 20, 30 designer bags. No, that's for me is not my thing. But I just want to own a few nice pieces that I like. So I have a few things that I've put on my vision board on Pinterest, and I'm like, yeah. So every once in a while when I'm feeling discouraged or when I'm feeling low or my imagination has gone, I just go on my Pinterest board and remind myself of the things that I've put there, you know. And there's books I want to read, there's books I want to write, so all the things that I want. I have a vision 2022 is 2 years from now. So I made that vision in 2017. At that time it was 5 years down the road. And I remember what Caroline was saying was that, you know, governments have visions, schools have visions, the places we work for, we have strategic plans of 5 years. Then I realized I actually didn't have a plan, like a written down plan for my life. Yes, I know there's things I want to do, I have them in my head, but I hadn't written them down. But there's something about writing down plans, I don't know, but I feel like whenever I write down things, it's like they come to pass. So I don't know about you guys, but you know, that's how I feel. So personally, I have since 2017, I have been purposeful about writing down my plans. And if you checked my phone on my notes, I have like vision 2020. My vision 2022 is written down there, and I keep always reminding myself the things I want, and the questions I keep asking myself as I go through the year is, does this decision lead me closer to my vision, you know, or does it take me further away? So I realized that the whole of last year I wasted so much time doing useless things that didn't necessarily lead me closer to my vision. So this 2020, personally, as a way of reflecting on my vision and the power of imagination and the power of faith, I have purposed that I will look at my vision 2022, revise it, internalize it. It has to be so real to me in my spirit that when I sleep, I see myself in those. I want to be able to see myself owning the companies I want to own, to employing the people I want to employ. I want to be able to see myself transforming lives, you know. I want to see myself writing the papers I want to write, the books. So that is what I do in my free time now. I want to spend time soaking up my vision, the thing God has placed on the inside of me, so that I see it becomes so real to me that it has no option but becoming physical. That's how I felt. Like I honestly felt that this job, all this the things that God had called me to do was so real. It's like, so when they commented I didn't get the job, I was shocked. I was like, huh? What do they mean I didn't get the job? Like, unbelievable, unheard of. Because for me in my spirit, I had seen it. But but God was saying, first wait, Kakana, relax, give me time, I'm working it out. So yes guys, just to encourage anyone who's out there who's wondering, do visions come to pass, do plans come to pass? I want to tell you, plans come to pass. Surrender your plans to God, pray about it, and always assess your plans. Ask yourself, why do I want the things that I want? Do I want them because society says I should want them, or do I want them because I want them? And at the end of the day, every decision that you take should lead you closer and closer to your vision. So personally, I decided I shall reduce my social media time. I used to spend so much time on Instagram. I still sometimes do. I'm not yet there, you know, or so much time on Pinterest, just scrolling. So now I have decided that, you know what, I'll use Pinterest maybe on the weekend mostly, and Instagram, so I do not spend most of my days after work just scrolling through, going to bed late, then waking up all feeling grumpy and not being as productive as I can during the day. So I just have had to revise or to rethink my decisions and my actions and my plans, to sort of know that everything that I do has an impact on my plans, and especially my time. Time is a gift, you know. So if I want my vision to come to pass, I cannot continue to do things as usual. And if I want to see myself in those places, I cannot just feed myself on negative stuff, I have to feed on positive stuff. So that means I have to spend time reading about, well, being the places I want to be. If I want to maybe own a big company that's a fashion line, or I want to be a consultant, I have to start reading about successful consultants. What do they do? What did they study? What did they read? What did they invest their time in? So that I can know how to get there, and I can also start planning, you know, my route. So those are some of the things I've decided to do. I love now googling the people that I want to take after, and I just see, okay, what do they do? What do they have? What have they done? What have they read? Who have they talked to? Yeah, things like that, so that I can start preparing myself for the blessing that's coming ahead. You know, you guys, I'll be back here to testify and tell you guys, my dreams came to pass. So yes, so who do you admire? Where do you want to go? Who inspires you, and what have they done to become the kind of person they have become? You know, because we all don't get here by accident. People, you have to be intentional. That's one thing I learned about adulting. We have to be intentional with your money, intentional with your time, with who you spend time with, who you listen to, who you talk to. You have to be very, very intentional about life. So yes, I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope you get inspired to rethink and reevaluate how you're using your time, how you're using your plans, how you're going to make sure your plans come to pass. Because it's one thing for you to plan, but if your plan is not backed with action, it remains on paper. Because you know, you can plan all these beautiful things you want to do. You want to do this, you want to go here, you want to achieve this, but unless you make a plan of action, it will remain just another list. I used to make lists, you guys, and I would never see them until I learned that the most important thing behind a list is action. And most times action is backed by faith. So there's things that you're going to do by faith, like you're going to have to step out by faith. If you need to make that application, you have to make it. If you need to make that phone call to a lecturer and ask them for a recommendation, you must do. If you want to go to work to an employer and tell them, I need a salary raise, by faith, because you see yourself doing big things that you sorry you cannot do, you do it. If you want a second source of income, you like, guys, everything you want to do, you have to take a step of action. Until you take that step, our lists will remain lists, and until you see it in your spirit, it will just remain another thing that you want to do. So I hope you've been blessed, and stay well, subscribe, share with your friends. Let's come back, let us talk and encourage and motivate ourselves, because I'm all about positivity, and I believe that God has given us the strength and the power to do what we need to do for our time. So stay blessed. Ciao.